This was not the best time to go live. It was kind of impromptu with not much announcement, so I apologize. I feel like a lot of y'all will be catching this in the playback, so I'm just going to wait and see if anyone's going to join us, and then I'm going to answer some of your questions. Just pull up some questions here. Let's see here. I'm probably going to answer questions from the last month. I think I'm going to go back a month or so. Obviously, not every single comment or question. Okay, here we go. A month. Hi. It feels good to go live. I haven't been live in a minute. Okay. A month, a month, a month, a month. Okay. I don't know if I want to go back 2 months. I feel like that's a bit extreme. I really do need to do better at responding to comments. It's just that I'm the kind of person that it gives me, I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, it gives me anxiety. But there's a lot of pressure. Hey, Shane. Hey, Ted. There's a lot of pressure in responding to comments in a weird way because it's, oh, let me mute myself. Okay. Yes. As I was saying, there's a lot of pressure in responding to comments for me, right? It's not for everyone. It's like, I want to hit the right tone. I want to say the right thing in the words. I don't want to come off as like too explanatory. I don't know. It's a lot. And so I psych myself out when it comes to actually physically responding to the comments. The comments are literally like my favorite thing, which is why it's sad. But I read them and they make me so happy and they bring me so much joy, or they'll be really interesting, or even like the not so nice comments I find to be really, really interesting. But I literally build it up so much in my head, then I end up just not replying at all. And then it just looks like I don't care, and I just don't reply to comments ever or respond. So that's why I really like the little heart feature, but that's still not good enough. Like going through and just hearting comments is still not good enough to me. Kashay, thank you for being a new subscriber. Thank you so much. All right, so let me start reading some of these comments so we can start talking here. I'm going to pick more of the more interesting ones. Okay, so back on my cancel culture with authors, book Twitter is a trap. This video was so interesting to me because I filmed it back. Let's see, when did I film this video? I filmed it a while ago. I don't exactly know when I put it up, but I do find it very interesting that sometime later we had the whole Sarah Dessen fiasco on book Twitter. Maybe she should have watched my video first. Okay, so a comment from that video from Fairy Queen says, separate art from artists if you can is really great advice. And yeah, to be honest, I admire authors who opt out of an online persona and just let their work speak for themselves. Now, once again, I do think that this comment is very interesting in light of the recent drama that's taken place with a lot of really notable authors. With the whole Sarah Dessen drama on Twitter, for those that might be unaware, definitely look into it. But in a nutshell, Sarah Dessen basically made her followers think that a young girl was disparaging her work when really she was extrapolating things out of context. And this young woman was bullied off of the internet and received a lot of hate. And Sarah Dessen then was left looking like an asshole, basically. And she didn't apologize until mainstream media picked up the story. That's how bad the bullying got for this young lady. The sad part is, though, that the way that Sarah Dessen framed the situation caused a lot of authors to come to her defense. Very notable authors. I'm talking Roxane Gay, Tiffany D. Jackson, you know? So it just wasn't a good look. And some words were said and some comments were made that were very, very abusive, using abusive language, and were very hurtful and defamatory towards this young girl. That's all I'm going to say in a nutshell. I have a whole video on it. Well, not a whole video, but in one of my last videos, my NaNoWriMo wrap up, I do talk about it towards the end, and there are some other booktubers that have covered it. But after that situation, the whole separating the art from the artist thing, it's actually easier said than done, right? Because I told myself that that's the best way to go. Separate the art from the artist if you can. But why is it that okay, so I'm a subscriber to Book of the Month, right? So every month I go on the website and see if there are any books. And I've been meaning to get Sarah Dessen's latest release for a while. I believe it came out over the summer, either early spring or early summer. And normally Sarah Dessen is an auto buy author for me, but I'm trying to be more responsible with my pre-orders, because what I'm finding is beginning to happen is that I'm just stacking up these pre-orders and they're just coming and I'm not actually reading any of them. So I'm just adding more books to my TBR, which is a no-no. So now I'm very, very strict with my pre-orders, and I'm only pre-ordering books where if I'm in the middle of the series or if I know I'm going to read the book right away. I say all that to say that Sarah Dessen is no longer on my pre-order list, and I've been needing to get her newest release for a while, but I just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Well, when I went on the Book of the Month site, her book, I have several credits. So when you have several credits, you can pick more than one book. Her book, her newest release, was on there as a choice that I could have chosen. And you know what happened? When I actually chose the book, I couldn't bring myself to go through with actually purchasing it, because I just kept thinking about the Twitter situation, and it just left such a bad taste in my mouth that I couldn't actually go ahead and purchase her book. So it's all good and well to say to separate the art from the artist, but to actually put it into practice is very difficult, especially in our world of social media where so much is put online and people's careers can literally be put at risk by their online behavior, right? And for some reason, it really sticks. It's different from when we have a distance from media, right? So if a public figure, be it an artist, actor, musician, writer, whatever, political figure, if a public figure were to get in trouble or have some type of scandal, how did we digest this news? It was literally through our television, which you didn't travel everywhere with your TV. TVs weren't on your phones like they are today. You know, video and online access was not as readily available to you as we literally carry around with us daily. So you watch TV and you have like a specific time in your day to watch TV, right? You watch it maybe if you're at the hairdresser's and it comes on, or in your home, like maybe at evening news, right? Or back when people used to read newspapers, you guys remember that? And that's how you would consume the media of the scandal. So it was very compartmentalized. There was a time and place for you to receive this, and you had a distance from it, right? Because you can put the newspaper down, you can turn the TV off. And even before social media, when we were sort of getting internet on our phones, a lot of us weren't on our phones all day long. So you could turn your phone off, you could set your phone away, and there was distance from the scandal. We didn't feel so involved. We didn't feel it as much as we do now. Not with social media. Now with social media, there's this false sense of connection, right? They say that more than ever before, this new generation in this new time, we are less connected than we've ever been. Why? Because social media creates a false sense of connection, a false sense of reality, because you can just tweet your favorite actor, you know, and they can retweet you. You can just go on Instagram and watch stories of your favorite celebrity, right? So there's this false sense of closeness that's not really real, but it feels like it because we're somewhat all on a level playing field because we're all able to interact with each other through this social app. I say all that to say that now more than ever before, when your favorite public figure gets into a scandal, it feels very personal to you, right? You're being bombarded wherever you turn. You're on Twitter, there are retweets and retweets upon retweets and people going in and people dragging. You go on Instagram and it's coming up, different blogs that you may follow. I remember I followed the Shade Room for a long time, and you're just being inundated. Your friends are sending it to your group chat. It's just everywhere, and you can't get away from it. So it feels a lot more personal, and there's no distance from it. So I say all that to say that I just couldn't bring myself to get her book. And it just made me realize this whole separating the art from the artist thing is a lot harder to do in general, but especially now more than ever before, where we feel so connected to our faves, right? And it's really difficult. I don't know if I'll ever buy another Sarah Dessen book again. I'll have to wait until this feeling of disappointment fades from me. But yeah. Hey, Saskia. Hey, Nerdtastic. You love Book of the Month? Me too. It's amazing. All right. Next comment. Let me see. Trying to find a really insightful one. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure that my playback is going well. Okay, so this is on. So the girls from my book club and we did a live show a while back called Never Night in New Adult, Cancel Culture, and How to Survive BookTube and Be Happy. And we had our guest host, Amber Dior. And this was quite popular live, one of our more popular ones. Someone left a comment. They said, let's see. Antoinette Van Gran says, I started my channel just a couple of weeks ago, and I feel a lot of pressure to post every week. I kind of feel like I have a responsibility towards the handful of people who watch me. If they are invested in me and take the time to support me, then I need to take the time to produce content. The real reason I started was to become part of the community, but I still feel kind of invisible. How do you reach out to talk to other creators, or will it come once I have a couple more hours under my belt? So I did answer this comment, but I basically stated, I'm reading this out loud and answering it for those of you who may be watching that feel a similar way. So I said, reaching out to other creators can seem intimidating, and the pressure to produce is certainly very real and never truly goes away. The most important thing to remember is why you started creating videos in the first place. Commenting is a great place to start reaching out to creators and just making your presence known. Especially pay attention to creators who began around the same time as you. And also, as much as I speak about the platform's issues, Twitter is a great resource. Many booktubers have spoken positively about being able to make friends due to book Twitter. And that's very true. Twitter is what you make of it at the end of the day. Yes, book Twitter can be very, very toxic, but that is a very specific sector of book Twitter. I found that a lot of people have been able to grow their channels to exponential lengths and really connect with people on Twitter by using it. You have to know how to use it effectively. So this kind of connects to an earlier comment that I got from my discussion video that I just put out the other day called Cancel Culture is Pointless. Or no, not that one. Nobody watches my BookTube videos. Nobody watches my videos, so I'm quitting BookTube. So somebody put up a really great comment that I was actually thinking about earlier today, and it's what low-key led me to deciding to go live. This comment is from, let me just make sure I get her handle right. Let's see. Guys, these dogs. This comment is from Bree Hill. And actually, it wasn't from the Nobody Watches My Video, so I'm quitting video. It's from my tag video, cancel. Okay, so I'm getting confused. This is from my tag video, which is basically the Real Talk, Real BookTube Talk, Real Talk BookTube tag. BookTube Real Talk tag. There we go, 2.0. And I talked about not focusing on the numbers. So she says, Bree Hill, do you think it's easier said than done though? Like, how do we truly convey, focus on your true subscribers, don't focus on the numbers? I 100% agree, but it feels so much easier said than done. This is my second go round on YouTube, and even I will say I don't care, but then I find myself obsessing over analytics. Feels like as Black creators, we legit have to tell ourselves this is a hobby to basically keep our expectations low and not be disappointed. I think maybe we just have to consciously tell ourselves it's no biggie, but I see this asked a lot. It's It's stated don't focus on it, but it's hard not to. Okay, so just some practical ways to apply this whole not focusing on the numbers. I disabled the feature that shows how many subscribers I have. Yes. And it's something that I thought about for a long time. I literally wanted to do it for over a year, but I was scared to do it because I was scared that of what people would think. I was scared that people would think, oh, now she's disabled her subscriber account. Like, she's never done that before. Like, what's going on? Like, and it was an irrational fear because at the end of the day, nobody cares. And the reason I disabled my subscriber account is because I was obsessing on it. Every day I logged on, I would look at the numbers. I see who had, if it gone down, if it gone up. And that would lead me to go in my analytics and looking, see what my most watched videos were, et cetera, et cetera. It was literally driving me insane. So I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I finally just did it. And I feel so much better about not constantly looking at that number. Unless I specifically go out of my way to find that number, it's not the first thing that I see when I go onto my channel page. That's a very practical application of it. So that's just one way. Let's see here. Someone asked me, did you read Kingdom of Souls yet? I have not read Kingdom of Souls yet. I'm actually in a coming out of a reading slump. I've been in a reading slump for about 3 months now, guys, and I'm slowly coming out of it. And I'm super excited to read Kingdom of Souls. I am super excited to read Kingdom of Souls. I'm looking over my bookshelf because they're all like kind of up there. Daughters of Neri, that's another one that I'm really excited to read. Also, I'm gonna pick up Dominicana and Daisy Jones and the Six. Also, I really want to read The Forgotten Girl. I think we're planning like a group read of The Forgotten Girl, me and several other booktubers, so we got to get that together. But I've heard amazing things about Kingdom of Souls, and the author is so sweet. So I'm super excited to read that. Let's see. Brown Girls Read, what's my Instagram handle? My Instagram handle is actually my name. So let me just put it in this chat. It's my first name. I also have a Bookstagram, and my Bookstagram is OshiReads_. So you can go find me on there. Nerdtastic says, it's really hard to separate the art from the work, but I think that's why I don't like to get into people's personal lives on social media unless it's something directly from their personal page. That's a great idea. Amen. Ted agrees. It's really difficult to do. It really is. It's easier said than done. Let's see here. Semi asks when A Seat at the Table will be back on. Great question, Semi. We actually have a live coming up next weekend where we're going to talk about our book club plans for 2020. We're being very organized and strategic about this. But since you guys are on this live, you'll be hearing the news first. A sneak peek. We are sort of structuring things a little bit differently next year in order to maximize our time and also minimize the amount of books we'll be reading. So there's less pressure, and there are 3 of us, and we're all very busy. Troy's in school, Brittany's running a business, working full time, in the middle of buying a house, or building a house rather, and of course I have my various endeavors as well. So there was a lot of pressure to kind of keep up with different books every month, and as you can see, we succumb to that pressure. So we've been very strategic coming up with a plan for going into 2020 for the book club, and we're super excited about it. And we're also going to be pre-selecting books ahead of time. So we're taking out the voting portion until the end of the year. There'll be a voting portion. This sounds confusing. We'll explain it next week, next weekend during our live, so you can kind of get it. But I say all that to say the book club will be back on in January. Don't you worry. All right, so let me find some more comments. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see here. Let's see, y'all. Okay, this is a good one from Danny. I'm barely on, this is on my Nobody Watches My Videos, I'm quitting. I'm barely on Snap or Facebook because, like you said, it's somewhat weird to know so much about people you haven't seen in almost 10 years. I graduated high school in 2011. So I'm spending less time on social media and more time on my own, just figuring myself out. I like book Twitter, but I'm more on my personal Twitter than book Twitter because it's less serious, if that makes sense. Everything has to be one way or another. Why can't things just be fun again? I thought you were leaving YouTube, but thank God that's not the case. I'm in the process of changing my blog brand. I'm not a YouTuber because I feel like I'm in need of a change, especially for the new decade, but it's never too late to change yourself. I really appreciated this comment. Thank you so much, Danny, for taking the time to write all that. And definitely let me know your blog handle so I can check it out. Let me respond to her. But the whole social media thing is a revelation I've been having for years now. And I didn't really take action until 2 summers ago when I had a social media less summer, and it changed my life, like I mentioned in the video. But it keeps coming back up, keeps coming back up. Because for me, I feel like some people can be on social media and they're able to still get things done. And I feel like I fall into the category of people that are on social media and can't get things done. It's way too much of a distraction. I end up wasting too much time on it, and it kind of sucks me in. And before I know it, I've been on there for like an hour and I'm completely drained. And also, it's just bad for your mental health. You know, we're consuming so much media that the way the media is set up and designed is actually bad for us. You know, it's not good for self-esteem, self-worth. It's not good to see all of these images. You know, the way that we have access to things like Facetune and, you know, apps where we can do photoshopping on ourselves. And somebody brought up a good point, a friend of mine, and my friend was like, when was the last time you posted a photo that had absolutely no editing, no filter? And I was like, wow, probably, I couldn't recall, you know, yeah, here and there, but consistently posting photos without a filter or any type of editing, probably not since 2012, which is very scary to think about. Let's see. Abominable Book Girl says, question, by the way, hi. I see a lot of people with the same concerns. Does it make it easier to focus on the viewers you do have? I've been struggling with the same issue with my blog, Instagram. It does make it easier to focus on the viewers you have. I will say the most rewarding part of building a community is actually having an opportunity to interact with the people who are there, right? Because the people who are there are the people that are actually interested, the people who show up, the people who comment, the people who like, the people who engage with your content. Because you have shadow subscribers, and I have a lot of those, who subscribe because, let's say, they watched a video of yours that, you know, gained some traction in some way, and they really liked you in that video. They liked the persona of you in that very specific video or blog post or whatever. They liked exactly what you were saying. They liked that version of you. And so they subscribe, but they don't actually know who you are or like you, if that makes sense. So they're not coming back to check out your other work. They're not consistently engaging with you. Those are the people I like to call shadow subscribers, shadow followers. It's like they give you the numbers, but they're not a true supporter. So the people who you notice are consistently coming to your page, liking things, engaging in comments, those are the people you want to build relationships with. And for me personally, I have some of y'all that have been following me for years, and we chat in the comments, and we, you know, I love when I see y'all's comments and when you like things, because I see you and I know who you are. You know, we recognize each other. There's a connection. We can talk about things. So let's see. Hey, Miss Queenie. Let's see. Brown Girls Read, yes, obsessing over your analytics can be really toxic. I'm focusing more on the message I want to send across and share with my audience rather than my analytics. I agree. Focus on what you want to create. I feel like as creative people, we sometimes find it hard to balance the more businessy aspects of this, right? Especially when you have to sit down and you have to be honest with yourself about your goals and your aims for whatever creative endeavor you're undertaking. Not just talking about being a content creator on YouTube. I'm talking about if you are a blogger, if you do some type of artistic art form, and let's say you make bags, right? Or you screen print t-shirts, or you make something else, or you draw things, or you sketch, whatever it is that you do. You have to sit down with yourself and sort of have a very honest and raw conversation about what your goals are, with the art that you're making? Is it a side hustle and you're trying to, do you enjoy it, but you want to get some sort of stream of income from it? So you want to build it up so it can be a side hustle? Do you want to eventually want to make it your life's work and be able to actually live off of it and have a full salary and live comfortably off of it? Is it something you're doing purely as a hobby and you just want to share it with the world? It's just fun for you. And if people engage with it or want to pay you for it, then it's just a bonus. So you have to sit down with yourself and have this conversation, figure out what it is that you're trying to do with whatever it is that you're creating. And then you need to tuck that into your back pocket. Sounds a lot harder to do than to say than to, sounds a lot harder. It's a lot harder to do than to say, I know that. But tuck that away and then focus purely on creating the best content and putting out the best work that you can, right? Like really focus on really improving your skill set, improving your what you're producing. Like really focus on being the best that you can be in the moment with whatever it is that you're creating. And then little by little, you can look at the more technical aspects, the more marketing aspects, like, okay, well, should I have a paid promotion on Facebook or on Instagram? Should I do this? Should I do that? And that you can let kind of slowly come in, maybe pick like one day a week where you do that and you just let it stay in that day, as opposed to focusing on it every single time you go to create something. I don't know if any of that made sense, but these are kind of little things that I'm employing that I have started to really help me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, if that helps at all. That helps anyone out there, any creator out there. Let's see here. Marita Reed says, yo, people are complaining about 8K subscribers on BookTube, an already niche part of YouTube. I would legit kill for a 500 engaging audience right now, for 500 people. Yeah, I think sometimes we forget how many people 8,000 people is, or even 100. I remember when I first started and I got 100 subscribers and I was shocked. I never in my life thought that I would get 100 people to subscribe to my channel. Never. It was never even a thought in the back of my mind, like, oh yeah, I got this, I'm good. Never. Like every new subscriber I got, I was so excited. And when I made to 100, I was in awe, like, oh my God, 100 people are like interested in what I have to say. And then the more subscribers you get, I hate to say this, y'all, but you do get kind of desensitized to it. And you sort of forget how amazing it is that any single person chooses to subscribe. Yeah, you have your shadow subscribers, but the fact that someone is looking at your content and being like, yeah, this is interesting, I want to see more, I want to know more, is a big deal, right? So, but yeah, people are always comparing themselves to other people, and that's why they complain, and that's why they feel bad about themselves. And I should stop saying they, I should start saying we, because I definitely do the same thing. All right, let me see here. Ted, good old Ted says, thank you for making this video. I've had moments myself where I've considered stopping BookTube myself because I have like 11 subscribers. So I can relate to these people's conflicting emotions with BookTube nowadays. I make videos every now and then, but only things I really want to talk about or have strong thoughts on. So I've had mixed emotions in the past about whether to continue. But the community and the discussions back and forth with good booktubers that I can have intellectual discussions with is reassuring at times. Great video, and I can totally relate to this. Yeah, I mean, you know, it definitely is hard when you put a lot of work, because making videos is not easy. I think if it was easy, it wouldn't sting as much when you don't see the return for your work, so to speak. You know, when you go to work and you clock in or whatever you do, you get paid. You know, for everything that you do, you're getting paid, and for all the hard work you're putting in, you're getting paid. So it's kind of interesting because yes, this platform is sort of hobbyist dream if you enjoy talking to people and things like that and filming. It's an introvert's dream too, because you don't really have to physically interact with people. So there are a lot of benefits, but for the amount of work that we put in, it's a little startling when you don't get those same returns back. It can be discouraging. So I definitely understand those sentiments, Ted. I've been there so many times, and you just have to keep reminding yourself why you do it. And sometimes you do have to become that occasional poster person where you only really post when you're passionate about something, and you know, you find other ways to engage with the community. Hey, Bree, I talked about your comment earlier. You'll have to go back in the playback because I answered your question about a practical application on how not to focus on analytics. Let's see. Nerdtastic says, I was super excited when I got to 20 subscribers and I'm at 59 and I'm ecstatic. This is why my name is Nerdtastic. Seriously, every single person that joins, you're like, oh my God, this is great. Like, welcome. This is awesome. So we just have to remind ourselves of that initial feeling and excitement and not get jaded or used to, or even worse, start taking things for granted. Cadence Opera said something really interesting. She says, I'm to the point now where I only subscribe to Black booktubers. I may watch someone else's video, but I don't interact by liking or disliking it, nor by subscribing or commenting. Even if you seem racially ambiguous, this is so interesting, only because we need the support more than others, clearly. Bookshelf tour and absolutely no Black booktubers were in the results. If you are a Black booktuber, do not quit. Continue to create videos and upload content. This helps in the algorithm. I found this to be extremely interesting comment. This comment was actually left on my reaction video. So I reacted to Naya Reads and Smiles, who is a booktuber, one of the bigger booktubers on here, did a video talking about her experience being Black on BookTube. And so it was a very interesting video that she did some months back. So I did a reaction video to her video. And that's where this comment was left. And I definitely think that depending upon the community that you're a part of, you choose ways to support that community. And for Cadence, I hope I'm saying her name right, Cadence, her way of supporting the Black BookTube community is by subscribing to Black booktubers only and engaging with their content only. And that's the choice she's made. And honestly, I see nothing wrong with it. Now, you may have a difference of opinion, but I think that sometimes when you see an inequality happening, you try to figure out the best way that you can help level out the playing field, if you will, and also support people so they don't feel so discouraged by the things that are going on. So I just thought that was a very interesting comment. Now, for me, I do subscribe to a lot of Black booktubers, and I also go out of my way to subscribe to booktubers who I see make content consistently, because I want them to see that their consistency is being rewarded, right? So I'll definitely subscribe to them and I watch their videos. And I don't really watch BookTube the way that I used to, but what I will do is I'll make a playlist, right? I'll hit on my subscriptions. I'll see everyone that I'm subscribed to who's released a video, and I'll make a playlist of all of those videos, and I will just play that in the background while I'm doing something else. And that way they get the views. I'll make sure I like the video if I can. If I'm doing something else, and obviously I can't. And sometimes I'll leave a comment, but I've never been a commenter. Yes, never been a commenter, never. It's just not, it's not me. Once in a while I'll make a comment if I feel especially moved to, but I support by giving people the views. Let's see. Hey, Jocelyn, welcome. Bree says, I understand 100% Cadence's choice, but man, I am subscribed to white booktubers having it hard to grow. One of my good friends, I subbed to her back in 2014, and she's still, what do you mean? She's still in the same ballpark in 2019 that she was back then. I mean, it's crazy. It's so crazy. I find so many booktubers, and this is across all races, ethnicities, age groups. I find so many amazing booktubers, right? Like randomly, like somehow they're recommended to me, or, you know, you go down the BookTube black hole, YouTube black hole, and you just like stumble upon their videos and you're like, this person is freaking phenomenal. Like, what happened? And it's like they got buried, you know, by the algorithm, whatever you want to call it. People don't know that they exist. And either they've stopped, 9 times out of 10, by the time I find these people, they've stopped making videos. Their last video was a year ago, 9 months ago, 8 months ago, right? Because they just gave up. Or they're still consistently making videos and, you know, they just don't have the numbers. And it's one of those unfair things. And it's just like, what can I do? Like, okay, I'll subscribe and I'll like, but what more can I do, you know? Let's see. Shane says, same. I pretty much have been doing that for a while, mainly watching, interacting, and subscribing to Black and other POC booktubers of color. Let's see here. Lauren says, are booktubers interested in doing ARC reviews anymore, or is that becoming passe in favor of just reading what they want due to the potential pressures associated with it? You know, this is a very interesting question because for years, I looked at booktubers who were getting ARCs in press boxes, and I'm not going to lie, I felt envious of them. Not in a mean way, that would be jealousy, or is that envy? I always get those confused. But I always felt like, oh man, lucky them. Like, that is so amazing. Like, they're getting free books. Like, that's amazing. And it wasn't until recently that I was contacted to work. Well, I was contacted by several publishers to start working with them very recently, you guys, just within this past year, that I realized the pressure that comes with that, right? Because of course they want you to engage with what they're sending you. They want you to do a book review. They're not paying you for it, right? So, I mean, some booktubers do get paid, especially the big booktubers. They're getting paid. It's very clear they're getting paid. So, you know, and a lot of times they'll say this is a paid ad, or especially on Instagram, you'll see like paid advertisement or paid with partner of blah, blah, blah. But on YouTube, it's very clear to see when they're getting paid because you can just tell. But, or they'll just say it in the video. But for a lot of us getting these ARCs directly from the publishers, I mean, I'm not talking about going to cons and getting ARCs. I'm talking about when the publishers contact you and send it to your house or your P.O. box or whatever. There is this underlying pressure there. They're not intentionally putting the pressure on you, right? Because I've never had a publisher say, please, you know, you have to. I've never had a publisher say, you have to review this book and you have to make a video and you have to do XYZ. I think that comes more with the paid side of things. But mostly it's just like, hey, you're interested in, you know, in historical or YA or romance or, you know, okay, so this author is coming out with a book soon. We're doing a press release. We're doing a marketing campaign. We'd like to send it to you. It would be great if you could post about it on its release day. It could be great if you could review it, but it's never like you must. But of course, we're human beings, so that pressure is there. For me, what I do is I don't want to feel pressure to actually read the books because I don't know when I will, and I don't want to feel pressed into reading the books in a certain timeline. Like, I just don't like that. So what I do personally is I just make a video about the books. And I show you guys, because then if you guys are interested, like a book haul, and if you guys are interested, and I don't say that I've read them, I do like an unboxing, you know, and if you guys are interested in the book after what you've seen in my video, then by all means, you can go buy the books, especially with these Black authors that have been coming out recently with their books, and I really want to support them. Heck yeah, I'm going to put it on my channel and advertise and make you guys aware. And then if you're interested, you can go buy them. So that's kind of how I take the pressure off. Let's see. Bree says she's getting back into NetGalley, but I'm not a fan of the pressure that comes along with early review copies. Yeah, early review copies, it's tough. But like I said, I found my little ways around it. Let's see here. I'm just trying to see if there are any other comments. All Day Read says, thanks for this. This is on my, you know, I'm about to quit video. I've yet to start my booktube channel. I always say I will, but don't. I'll keep your words in mind if I ever make the leap. It's never too late. You know, here's the thing. I think a great alternative to booktube is actually Instagram TV. Have you guys considered that? Because low-key, Instagram TV is on its way up. Like, it's already very popular, but there are bookstagrammers on Instagram who are finding a lot of success with Instagram TV. I think that I'm saying it right? Like the Instagram live TV thing, whatever. I haven't made many of them, as you can tell. Another thing that I'm starting to see take off is TikTok. You could make bookish content on TikTok, and there's less pressure because it's more like quick, right? It's kind of like Vine. To me, it's like a Vine replacement. It's quick, it's fun, you can add music, you can do little like parodies. You can it's an opportunity to show your personality a little bit more, and it's a more of a lighthearted thing, a quick thing. It's easily consumed, right? So I think for those of you who are contemplating starting a booktube channel, or for those of you that here are on booktube but are struggling or are finding it hard to gain traction with your videos, consider Instagram TV, consider TikTok. I'm just saying. Let's see. Annalisa says, drama exhausts me, so I try to only engage in negativity unless I feel very strongly. Sometimes I get jealous of people who genuinely enjoy doing things that are popular because they get to do what they love and be successful. But I try to tamp down on it pretty hard because it's not their fault some things are popular and some things aren't. And like you said, comparison just makes you miserable even when you aren't actually that bad off. I was making videos for almost a year before I found my people whose videos I watched and would watch my videos, and we would chat back and forth about what we were making and what we wanted to read. It felt very lonely for quite a while, but now the people I've found here mean so much to me. But social media can definitely sap the life out of me. I kind of have a strategy of getting in, networking briefly, supporting a couple of people who aren't feeling well, and getting back out. I've gotten off Facebook mostly entirely because that's where my in-person friends and family are. Let's see. And that's a much less safe group for my mental health issues, disability issues, and general nerdiness. I hope your limited social media year goes well, and I hope you feel more like being creative soon. Thank you so much for this comment. It was very thoughtful, and I really appreciate, Annalisa, you taking the time to write all of that out. I will say that it looks like what I said resonated with you. The negativity thing is very interesting to me because I follow quite a few booktubers that have gained notoriety and traction in a short amount of time because of, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say it. I was going to do quotation marks because of negativity, because they are able to ride the negativity wave in a way that is beneficial for them. They're able to talk about issues and the drama and the tea and things that happen just very strategically in order to kind of aid them and boost them. Like, I remember there was one booktuber, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. I don't think I'm subscribed to her anymore, but she's an Australian booktuber, and she gained, oh my God, she gained so many subscribers in such a short amount of time because she was literally like ripping into books. She did like some rant reviews that went viral. And I believe one of them was about this like atrocious romance novel. Even I will say the romance novel was atrocious. It had like a Native American on the front. The cover was like borderline racist. The story definitely sounded problematic as hell. Like, she literally like ripped into this book. And it was so funny, you guys. It was so entertaining. Yes, thanks, Shane. Lily C. Reads. That was freaking hysterical. So for a while, I was kind of addicted to her channel, I'm not going to lie, because she was just so funny and she's so entertaining. And yes, she was like ripping these books apart, but it's not like she was ripping apart great literature, you know, like these were books that were problematic and had issues. And it was just an interesting way of her to share her negative reading experiences of these stories with us. And she found a way to do it in a way that was palatable, funny, showed her personality, and relatable, and made you want to come back for more. And she gained a lot of traction with that. And then she just like disappeared. Like she was like, yes, 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 yes. I think she gained like almost like over 100K or something, which is crazy. And then slowly but surely, she like wasn't making as many videos. She would make a video here, then she'd make a video there, then like weeks would go by. I just thought that was interesting. And I haven't been on her channel recently, so I don't know if she's like back on her consistency, but you could definitely see the passion die down a little bit. And it's like, okay, well, what do you do if you're not making these rant reviews that everybody started following you for, you know? So there's always a double-edged sword to things like that, because then is it like she can only do those types of videos, and then it's like, okay, so if she doesn't do those types of videos, her views are drastically lower. Like, you know, it's hard, you guys. It's a give or take. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. Let's see. Okay, Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading made a comment about when I mentioned Baz Pierce and how he's left YouTube. I said 2 to 3 years ago he made a goodbye video. Y'all, it was last year. I went back and checked. Okay, she said, I loved Baz's videos. He's over on Instagram. I follow him over there. Yes, it's hard out in these social media streets. There's no formula to success. And in BookTube, there are so few successes for Black content creators. YouTube is only looking for what they want to use. So it means 100,000 subscribers or more. Ain't that the truth? I think one has to be realistic and know what they want to achieve when they start making videos on here. It took me so long to get to 10K. She's so deserving of so much more. It's so crazy to me that I stopped caring. I just do my videos to the best that I can and continue meaningful reading and reviewing. But yes, the algorithm is a big part of the problem. I have to agree with you about cutting back on engagement to regain creativity. I'm mostly on YouTube and Instagram too. I hate Facebook. Everyone hates Facebook. Why does it still exist? You know what? I feel like Facebook knew that everyone was going to hate them. But before we started hating them, they made sure to get everyone on here, and then they made sure to buy Instagram. We can't escape them. Do you feel social media is hindering your writing? I do, which is why I'm not really on there anymore, because I got to focus on my writing, you guys. This decade, I'm getting published. I'm speaking into existence. It seems social media is like sugar, hard to reject. Hope you'll be able to participate in BookTube Black Chat in February 2020. Yes, I'm down. Great video. Let's see. Quayla Cheers says, this video really inspired me. I just started vlogging a few months ago and plan on officially joining BookTube, AuthorTube after posting the new subby tag video. Goal is next Saturday. What made me want to become a vlogger in general is the fact that many creators get to look back on their old videos and see for themselves how much they've grown, like not just subscriber-wise or financially, but as a person. As a creator, it sucks that YouTube has such a wacky algorithm, but I'm also excited for 2020. I'm excited about challenging myself to stay consistent because procrastination and me go way back. Me too, girl. And to fully engage with this community. What you said about social media really hit too. Logging off really does bring peace, even though it can be hard to do sometimes. May 2020 be great for you. Thank you so much, Quayla. I really appreciate that comment. And let me see. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I watch my videos. That sounds weird, but I do. I go back and I watch my videos, especially like from I would say whatever year I'm in, I'll go back and watch the video from a previous year, because it is interesting to see like where I was back then, what I was reading, and I can always tell, like it's good a reminder to see how far I've come, and it's usually a positive experience. Like I've never gone back and watched an old video and been like, dang, I was so much happier back then. Things are shitty now. Thank God, no. It's usually like I go back and watch and I'm like, wow, it's so crazy. I was going through X, Y, Z, A, B, C back then. Like, you know, I see my growth, my hair's grown, like my skin's cleared up, you know, I'm looking younger, like, thank you, Lord. It's usually positive. And then it's like, oh, wow, I was reading that back then. Interesting. So I don't know. I agree. It's a nice video diary, right? It's really cool. And I like to think about the fact that one day, whatever children I have in the future will be able to like access this, because even if YouTube is not popular anymore, whatever's on the internet stays on the internet forever. So they'll be able to go back and watch my videos too, which is kind of nice. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, so Shane says, I like to watch my videos too. Sometimes they entertain me and sometimes I see where I can improve. Facts. I definitely have taken some suggestions from the old me. And then I also kind of miss how my videos used to be a lot more structured. But then at the same time, I feel like I'm more myself now. So it's a give and take. I definitely do have those videos that I script out, especially if I feel like what I have to say is very, very either controversial or it's important. I don't want my words to be taken out of context or misconstrued or misunderstood. So I will literally script out everything I want to say and stick to the script. Or like when I made my video talking about Zenith, I had very specific things I wanted to say, so I scripted out that video. When I made my BookTube consumerism video, I scripted that out. Certain things I've scripted because I want to say exactly what I mean and nothing more. And then, for example, for the video I put up the other day about wanting to quit BookTube, I didn't script anything. I just spoke from the heart because I really wanted to just let it out and let you guys in. You know, I feel like not enough creators let people in, and so there can sometimes be this facade of like, oh, everything's perfect, everything's going well for them, especially if they look successful on the platform and they have a ton of subscribers and doing sponsorships and things like that. There is this lack of vulnerability there that sometimes can be misleading. So I was trying to dispel that. You know, I didn't want to say this meaningful stuff and then be scripted and not have that vulnerability factor there. I didn't think that would be very to you all. So let's see here. Any other comments? This was an interesting comment. I didn't know if I wanted to include it in the live, but I think I will. Because I definitely had some distinct thoughts right when I read this. It says, okay, when we look at BookTube, we want to talk books. That's it. We don't want to see you eating or talking about hair or blogging about friends unless they are book friends. Anything else can go on a blog channel separate from BookTube. Also, you have to keep up with current book events, book news, failed books, book knowledge, etc. If you can't do that, then BookTube may not be for you. Eating on camera is out. It's a turnoff when we want to talk books. Now, I'm not going to lie. The first time I read this comment, it was very, very triggering for me. I felt very hurt by it. And then I got very angry. And whenever I have that type of reaction to a comment, I don't comment right away. I've learned in my years on this earth that to react instinctually out of anger instantaneously is never a good look. It's never a good idea, because then you can say things in the heat of the moment that you're not going to be able to take back, right? So I took a step away and I said, you know what? I'm not going to respond to this comment. I'm going to give it 24 hours and then I'm going to respond. But I wanted to kind of vent about it, right? So I screenshotted it and I sent it to my friends in our group chat. Let me tell you guys, I have the best friends and subscribers in the world, because I didn't even have to respond to this individual. Y'all came to my defense. I was like, thank God. And then there was a whole discussion on Twitter about it. And when it was posted on Twitter, the people responding didn't know it was from my channel or from my video. And we blocked out the person's name. And that's why I didn't say their name here, because it's still up. You can go find it if you want to. I'm not going to blast them. But so many people came to the defense unknowingly as well. And that made me feel a lot better. But that comment really rubbed me the wrong way, because instantly I was like, well, what's the point of this platform if A, you can't be yourself and you can't let people into your life? There are definitely people out there who only make book videos and that's all they do. But I always find myself watching them feeling a little like something's missing, right? I want more. Like if I'm watching your videos and you're only doing like bookish content, that's all you do. And even for any other sector of YouTube, if I am watching your videos and let's say you are a beauty influencer or a DIYer or corner of BookTube or YouTube I really enjoy is the commenter commenting. What? Wow. The people who make commentator videos, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? They respond to like current events and things like that. And I love when they give us a little sneak peek into their lives, because yes, I'm following you for your content, but more than anything, I'm following you for your personality and the way you're delivering that content. And it's so great to watch like you with your dogs, you with your family, like you doing a little vlog about your day-to-day life. Like I love that. And I think that's why reading vlogs have taken off here recently and become so popular, because when we watch a creator, we become connected to them, we become attached to them in some way, and we want to see more of their lives. We want to get to know them more. We want to know more behind the scenes stuff. And it's just nice to see, right? It's just nice. It's like, oh, this is nice. So it was kind of jarring to get that comment. I was just like, okay. Let's see. Russell says, your channel, do what you want. If someone doesn't like it, then they don't have to watch. Right? Just unsubscribe. Nerdtastic says, why not be able to do what you want on your channel? It's why we watch you, because you are being you. Amen. Books and Things says, I like the personal touch in channels. It's fun. It is fun. It's just nice. You know, it's like now, like I'm just sitting in my living room, like talking to y'all. Like I'm not here talking about books specifically, but this is the nice part of things. This is the engagement part of things, right? Especially if it's like I don't engage with a lot of people in my day-to-day life because my job is to engage. I work I've lost all my words today, but I work in customer service and sales, right? So all day long, I am engaging and I am talking and I'm laughing and I'm bonding with my guests. and my clients. And so when I'm not working, I'm exhausted. Like I was talking to my parents, they live across town, and they're like, we never see you, you know? And it's true. I could definitely make an effort to see them more. I think I see them like probably once every 8 days or so. They live like 10 minutes away. And I had to explain to my mom, because I talk to them on the phone all the time, and they're like, you live 10 minutes away, come to the house. And I'm just like, you guys, I spend 40 plus hours a week, more like 50, at work, connecting and talking to people. And when you're in sales and customer service, and those of you who are, you can relate, you kind of become a pseudo therapist for some of your guests and your clients in a way, sometimes, a lot of times. Yeah. So when I get off work, I was like, when I am off the clock, I do not want to, I don't want to be in a socializing place. I don't want to, like, I love y'all, but it's so much easier to just talk on the phone. So that's why I love this aspect of our community, because I can sit from the comfort of my home and connect with you guys, right? We don't have to be in a social place together. I'm not like, it's great. Shane says that comment rubs me the wrong way too. They want creators to fit in specific boxes for their personal convenience. The world's not always that convenience and neat. People have duality and multiplicity. Amen. That was a perfect way to put that. But yeah, that comment was very interesting. Let's see. Bree says, what do you as both a creator and viewer see different or more of in BookTube in 2020? Bree, could you clarify? Do you mean like, what do I want to see? What do you as both a creator and viewer see different? Oh, okay. See different or more of in BookTube 2020. Oh, okay. So I will say that in BookTube 2020, I hope to see more and more creators taking the reins, right? Like in my BookTube Real Talk 2.0 tag, I said that on 2019, this year was the year of the reading or the readathons, and how the power shifted. Like before, in past years on BookTube, a lot of us didn't feel worthy enough to start a readathon. We felt like that was something delegated to big booktubers and the mid to big booktubers, and that was their lane, and they were the ones that had the authority to start readathons and the clout, really, and the following to have it gain traction. And the great thing about this year was that we saw so many smaller channels and smaller creators not only start readathons, but come together. Like that was the best thing. Like seeing 2 or 3 smaller creators come together, start a readathon, it would gain so much traction and popularity. They would gain like more, subscribers and more notoriety because of that. And it would start these amazing dialogues, and everyone's like connecting and reading together, and like there are these great live shows happening that are so interesting. So that is what I loved about the space changing in 2019. And I hope to see more of that in 2020 and moving forward. I hope to see more smaller creators starting things. Like, why not start a con if you can? Why not do meetups? Like, how amazing would it be if a whole bunch of smaller creators got together and just did a meetup? Like, let's say there are a whole bunch of smaller creators that live like within 4 to 6 hours of each other, and they all decide to get together and do a meetup and say, let's all meet up at this public library or this public park, or let's all meet up at this cafe, or let's all do this together. Like, there is this one town in Pennsylvania that literally dresses up, essentially, it's a very small town, as like Harry Potter for a day, and everything is Harry Potter. And I thought to myself, a lot of us love Harry Potter. How amazing would that be for all of us to make plans to meet up there and then invite our subscribers to come and just make a day of it? I mean, obviously, if you can make it to Pennsylvania, not everyone can. Like if you live on the West Coast, you ain't coming to Pennsylvania, or maybe you are. But like things like that, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of us taking our book clubs and our events and our meetups and our readathons into the real world and meeting up with each other, because I think that would be amazing. And a lot of us live close to each other, you guys. You would be surprised. And a lot of my subscribers have messaged me, a lot of you guys, and you're like, I'm in North Carolina too, or I'm here too. Oh my God. And I think to myself so many times, like, oh, how great it would be if I could meet some of y'all at a coffee shop and we could just chat. That would be amazing. So I want to see more of that in 2020. Jocelyn says, what would an author/illustrator post on their YouTube channel? With authors, I really love hearing about the creative process. I really love hearing about what they're working on. They don't have to give me a lot of details, but just their process. I love when authors do vlogs. There is this one author tuber that I love that does like, I tried like writing like Stephen King for a day. I tried like writing like so-and-so for a day. I find those videos fascinating, honey. So interesting to watch. Just the creative things like that. Like I like to know the more technical aspects, but I also like the more creative twist. If you're an illustrator, oh my gosh, you know what I love watching? Journaling videos. Brittany and Troy both make journaling videos, and they got me into journaling videos. So from watching journaling videos, I then stumbled onto the part of YouTube. Have you guys seen that part of YouTube where people paint? Like there are these artists that teach you how to paint things, and they're very simple things. They'll be like, today I'm going to teach you, like very Bob Ross. Today I'm going to teach you how to paint this mountain landscape. And it's very practical application. And it's usually like watercolor or acrylic, and the step by step, they show you how to paint things, and you're just like enraptured. And those videos get like millions of views because they're fascinating. So if you're an illustrator, you could do like a close-up speed up of you drawing, or I'm going to show you how to draw. I would be all for it because I suck at drawing. So if someone's going to make videos teaching me how to draw the most simple things and actually make it look good, I am there. Let's see if I need to answer anything else. Okay, so this was interesting. This was a newer comment on an older video. Not My Ariel or Really video. First, let me answer some comments from you guys. Saskia says, Art Sherpa is amazing. I do some of her stuff, right? Books and Things says, that would be so encouraging for smaller channels. It's hard seeing so many channels giving up while they really bring something unique to the table. Exactly. And I think people give up because they just don't feel seen. As human beings, at the end of the day, we want to feel seen. We want to feel acknowledged. Sometimes I don't even really think it's about the numbers as much as it's feeling as if you are just like shooting things out into the dark and nobody's receiving it, you know? Okay, so back to this comment on my Not My Ariel video. This is from Lauren. It says, I know I'm way late to this commenting party, but I 100% agree that folks need to chill with the casting selection. I will admit that I'm not a fan of the live action remakes. Stylistically, they feel lifeless to me compared to their 2D animated counterparts. Same. I actually would have preferred that they stayed within the Maleficent route of making new movie concepts from the villains' points of views to refresh the Disney brand, but that's just me. That would have been amazing. However, I fully support this casting decision on Disney's part and hope that they continue to create more IPs that portray a variety of people. I'm not sure what IP means. Let's see. Okay, so this is another comment on that same video by RM Chikes. I don't know if I said that right or not. Probably not. As always, double standards are so wrong. Every time people write in all caps, how I'm reading it in my head. This is stupid, so damn stupid. As a blonde platinum Nordic Tiana, this is so damn stupid. What? Because the movie is The Princess and the Frog, not the true story about a black waitress. Just look at the ending credits. Plus, in real life, people don't turn into frogs. This is the real racism because there's nothing wrong about white Ariel. Read again carefully. There's nothing wrong. Oh, this person doesn't agree with the black Ariel casting. Besides, it's just your opinion because there's already a lot of black people who dislike this sloppy, fake plastic and political merchandise mediocre. Woo, okay. Okay, it's not that the comment is annoying. It's that there's no punctuation in this comment. And when there's no punctuation in this comment, I can't read it. Like, I don't understand what you're trying to say, my friend. Even if you disagree with me, but I can't even debate you because I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so that's it for the comments. I think I'm going to end there. Lord. Let's end there. But let's see. Oh, intellectual property. Shame. Always saving the day. Let's see. Yes, Bree or Jocelyn, I agree. We have to be the change. Bree says, I was so nervous when I did a vlog and was cooking in it, but friends loved it. I get tired of BookTube limiting itself to the same types of videos. seriously. Kashay says, I've thought about doing a writing like video, but with Black writers, but was worried about people saying I was copying and hating on it. No. See, my thing is, if you feel uncomfortable, you give credit where credit is due. Like I do it all the time. Like I'll be like, oh, I got this idea from so-and-so, or I got this idea because I was doing this and I was talking to this person and this happened and then I sparked this. And I think that that's just part of transparency. I think that a lot of times you'll find that people aren't thinking that, and it's really just you psyching yourself out or you being afraid that it won't be received well. But I think if anything ever makes you feel uncomfortable, you always just give credit where credit is due. Like, oh, I first saw this in so-and-so's channel and I really loved it, so I decided to do it on here. We don't care. Yeah, so those are all the comments I think I'll read for now. That run-on sentence one really killed it for me. But if you guys have any questions for me, I would love to answer. Jocelyn says, I actually did a blog post on the Black Ariel controversy. It's a trip. Yeah, the controversy to me was so odd. Not necessarily because, like, I will say that given some time and some distance from the situation, I can see the other side of things, because I did get a few people saying, I'm not racist, but, by the way, whenever you start a sentence with I'm not racist, but, ooh, troublesome. But, you know, they were saying, I'm not racist, but I grew up with Ariel looking white with red hair, and I don't think it's fair that they're changing that. And I think it's okay that I, as a white person, can be upset about that because it's not canon. It's not what I've seen. Da, 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 da. I was able to take that in and say, okay, all right, you're used to this. This is a representation of your likeness. You have to dig deeper into the psychological reasoning of that. What you're telling me, you're saying that what I'm hearing is, I don't like my likeness. I don't like that my likeness is being erased. I do not like that me as a white person is being erased from a character that I see as mine, from a cultural moment that I see as mine. And I resent that that is being taken away. That's what you're really saying. And the problem is, instead of people just being honest about it, they try to say, I'm not racist, but I don't think it's fair that you're labeling everyone that's mad racist. Okay, but racism exhibits itself in so many different ways, you know? At the end of the day, it's a superiority complex, and it's a feeling of you being better simply because of your place in society. You see what I'm saying? Like, you feeling better because, yes, skin color, but it goes so much deeper than that, you guys. So much deeper, and you have to really unpack things. So what I take away from that whole Ariel controversy is that people don't like erasure, period. And I would just like to say, welcome to being a minority. And it's not even erasure, although that does happen. It's complete just absence and discrediting. So it's like, let us just have the Black Ariel, y'all. Y'all still have your white Ariel. This is just a gimmick by Disney. We all know this. But let the little Black girls and boys have this moment. Just let a kid do it for the kids, as I like to say. Do it for the kids. But yeah, people don't unpack things. They say things and they don't unpack them. Therapy is so important. So important. It gives you so many tools. But yeah, so I think that is it for this live. Anybody has anything else to say? Kate Kavanaugh. Thanks, Bree. That's her name. That's the author tuber that does those really fascinating videos, like writing like Stephen King for a day. Catch me outside. I love watching those. I'm like, ooh, girl, let me see how you about to do this. Okay, I think that's it for this live stream. If you guys don't have anything else to say. Oh no! A stressed scribble said I only just showed up. I'm so sorry. We've been here since like 1:20-ish, 1:11-ish. Been here for a while. I said I'll only do it for an hour, but you can watch the playback. And I will, I'm so bad at scheduling lives, you guys. I just had some time. I'm actually prepping to go out of town. I'm going to be going out of town to meet my godson, and it's going to be a really long drive. I'm leaving in like 3 or 4 hours. And so I just had this like, you know, empty hour, so to speak. I'm editing videos right now. You guys will be happy to hear. So there'll be more videos going up soon. But I just had this like moment and I was like, oh, I want to do a live and like talk to you guys and connect and answer some questions and respond to comments. Shane, it's always good to see you. Always. I miss you. But yes, I will catch you guys in the next live. A good way to know when I am going live is if you hit the notifications bell. So if you've never hit the notifications bell, do it. Because thanks to YouTube, a lot of people have told me that they don't get notifications of when I post. They don't see me on their subscriptions feed, and that's why they like never know that I have a video out or anything like that. But if you hit the notifications bell, we can only pray and hope that that will give a small smidge of a chance that you will know when I'm going live. Let's see. Deep Mala says, have fun. Thank you. What's my TikTok? There's nothing on there, but there's gonna be stuff on there. But I literally just got TikTok, you guys, last week. And I got it because, fun little story. I got TikTok because I kind of want to do something fun, right? Like I really like BookTube, but there's like a seriousness to BookTube, right? Like you sit down, you make these videos, you plan out your thoughts, you have to edit, it's like this whole thing. You got to make the thumbnail. So TikTok for me is just going to be like a fun passion project. And it is a bookish TikTok. So that's going to be fun. So I just joined. So I don't have any videos on there yet. But give me a week. Give me a week. Because I have some plans. Oh, okay. I went on TikTok so I could tell you my name. Okay, I'm Oshi Reads on TikTok as well. Yes, I'm excited to have fun on TikTok. If you guys have a blog, make sure to drop that down in the comments. If you have a Bookstagram account, drop that in the comments. I would love to check it out. Or anything you want me to check out. I want to support you guys back. So let me know what you guys are up to. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Bye.